another important invertebrate phylum.
There are many different kinds of mollusks, but most of them, such as this little conch, are easy to recognize. All are soft-bodied, and most have a shell and a strong muscular foot. Some mollusks, such as certain snails and slugs, live on land. Others, such as this sea hare, a mollusk with an internal shell, spend all their lives in the water. Mollusks have been valued as food for untold centuries. In addition, mollusk shells have been used to make everything from jewelry, such as this beautiful African necklace, to tourist trinkets.
Clams on the grill taste great. Cooking them makes the tissue firmer, so it's easier to see. I'll use one of these to show you some of the body parts that are common to most mollusks. As you can see, the clam has a soft body that's surrounded by a hard outer shell. This is common to most mollusks. Mollusks have three main body parts, and here's the first one. It's a tough, muscular foot. Clams use this to move around and to dig down into the mud in which they live. Next is the mantle. It's a membrane that covers most of the clam's body. As is the case with most mollusks, it contains glands that secrete the shell. And here, under the mantle, is the clam's visceral mass. It contains the heart, digestive system, and other organs. Together, these three main parts, the foot, the mantle, and the visceral mass, make up the mollusk body plan.
Well, now that we know something about how their bodies are put together, let's go out in a mollusk country and look at some of the most important kinds.
Shallow bays like this one provide great habitat for many different kinds of mollusks. And even though there are thousands of different species of mollusks, they can be divided into three main groups. And the first group we're going to talk about are these, the bivalves. The bivalves include oysters, clams, mussels, and other two-shelled mollusks. Each of the shells is called a valve. The word bi means two. Therefore, bivalves are two-shelled mollusks. Oysters, mussels, clams, and other bivalves have been important sources of food for centuries.
And today, bivalves are still a valued food, and supplying them is an important business in many areas. Remember the pretty little tree snail we saw earlier? It's a gastropod. Gastropods are the second major group of mollusks we'll look at. Notice this critter's single shell. Gastropods, such as snails and this young conch, have either a single shell or, as is the case with this slug, no shell at all. While some gastropods, such as these snails, provide food, others cause serious crop damage that costs millions of dollars to control. The last mollusk group we'll explore include nautilus, octopus, squid, and their relatives. They're the cephalopods, the most highly evolved of all mollusks. Ancient cephalopods, such as this fossil ammonite that thrived millions of years ago, had heavy shells. Today, with the exception of nautilus, cephalopods don't have an external shell. Notice the arms at the front of the squid. All cephalopods have such arms surrounding their mouths. They use them for locomotion and to catch the crabs and fish they eat. Valued as food and as bait, cephalopods are also a vital link in nature's food chain, providing food for many commercially important fish.